final judge this morning is a former English language learner who not very many years ago moved here from El Salvador and was in the same position as many of the students that you see on this stage. This young man has a phenomenal story, so please help me welcome Mr. Manuel Caballeros. And last but not least, our moderator this morning currently serves as the AVID coordinator and team leadership teacher at Austin High School, Ms. Teresa Spencer. All right, so just a few words about the debate this morning. This is very real, but they're determined. While they're not always recognized, today we will allow these ESL newcomers' voices to be heard through a debate. Not to present problems, but real issues, backed with data and paired with solutions. This debate is meant to...
More than half of them said that lack of motivation was a big challenge. What are some of the dangerous effects of lack of motivation? When students are not motivated, they don't think and learn. In addition, it causes them to suffer academically. Unmotivated students don't want to go to school anymore. The chances of the student dropping out of high school increases each day. Finally, the best evidence we have that lack of motivation is the biggest challenge for urban ISD 9th grader is our own personal experience. I and all my classmates have seen it every day. Students complaining, sleeping, playing on electronic devices, socializing when they should be working is everywhere. We know that there are many different causes of feeling unmotivated, but we know that if we do something to better motivate the student, we can have a great result that is better to almost other issues students have in school.
The biggest challenge that the freshman students are facing in Irving ISD is the lack of awareness of cultural differences. Culture is all around us, from the language we speak, the music we listen to, the sport we play, the books we read, the religion we practice, and the food we eat, and so much more. Without culture, we don't have diversity, which is very important in education, because cultural differences has become the basis of making the learning experience of many students meaningful. As a professor in the University of Maryland said, cultural diversity makes our school experience better. According to a recent census by the year 2100, the Jewish minority, my Salvadorian, Mexican, Asian, and African friends will become the majority, and non-Spanish white will make only 40% of the US population. So as a public school get more students from different cultures, a school district needs to find the most effective way to help all the students succeed in a school and teach them how to get along with each other by giving them opportunities to face the challenge of cultural differences. For example, when students feel that they are misunderstood and not accepted by other students or their teacher, this is result for them to draw out of stop caring out about their education. When I first came to this country, I experienced a lot of challenges. For example, when I was trying to get my social security and ID card, I was told that I was lying about my citizenship, even if I had a document showing that I was born in this country, because I didn't speak English very well at that time. And also, I didn't understand any English. My different cultural background caused me to speak differently than most people because where I came from, I was treated differently. Also, when my older sister tried to enroll me at a school, she couldn't because she didn't have a paper that showed that she was my legal guardian. So I missed 2 years of school. In Mexico, a family member older than 18 can enroll their relative without presenting a legal guardian paper. I waited until I turned 18 so I could enroll myself. According to a survey done by macarthur High School, 74 out of 100 students feel discriminated against when other language was spoken in front of them. This is evidence that people don't want to accept what is different from them. In conclusion, the lack of awareness of cultural difference has caused discrimination in school and in life. Something must be done now so that we are all seen as equal and are treated fairly.
Ezekiel has been enrolled in Irving.
Students in Irving ISD because people have their own way of thinking. My example of this is the environment that surrounds you. Everyone is accustomed to their traditions, and in some places, people are not used to seeing people from other parts of the world. This is my own experience. When I came here for the first time in the United States, I got excited because never in my life had I seen people from other cultures, and it was great. I had the opportunity to learn, live with different people, experience new places, taste new foods, but not everything was perfect. There are different social groups, there are different religions, there are different races, there are different kinds of food, and different educational system. According to the Department of Cultural Language, there are over 53 languages spoken here in Irving ISD.
Wow.
I do not think that there is anything wrong to be someone who you want to be, or believe in someone who you want to believe or think. And so there are people who think differently than you, and so they will try to tell you that you are wrong. And the problem starts here. Violence, discrimination, racism, and other endless of consequences are caused by this problem. According to the recent study from macarthur High School, from the interview question, how do you feel when people from other cultures speak their own language? Some students think that they are talking about them because they don't understand the other language. And for many other reasons, these misunderstandings have caused fights around or inside the school. For people to discriminate or say racist things. We don't want that in Irving ISD. We want learning to be a fun and enjoyable experience. We want freedom to express ourselves. We also want to be someone in life without experiencing discrimination because of our cultural differences. We all want to be heard, respected, and accepted. Thank you.
Okay, our final presenter from round 3 is Christy Manasseh.
Good morning. I'm here to give a solution for the lack of awareness of cultural differences. The lack of awareness of cultural differences can cause discrimination and racism. This is one of the reasons why students don't feel accepted by others at school, feel depressed, affecting their education and destroying their future. There should be programs for all Irving ISD schools where our students and teachers are motivated to participate and celebrate each culture. For example, I have been at MacArthur for 7 months. I have seen that only a very few cultures are celebrated, the Black and Latin American culture. I'm Congolese. I feel that nobody understands my culture. What about the Muslim culture, the Asian, Middle Eastern, and others? All of us are a part of this country, of this school district, and that's why I'm here. I stand here representing all those people who have felt discriminated or misunderstood because of our culture. So, how do we solve the lack of awareness of cultural differences in Irving ISD? First, the school district needs to bring culture to life in the classroom. The district should train the teacher to teach the culture of other nations and not only around the holidays. Another solution is education in the classroom for students to experience other culture. We have done this by having an international carnival for different countries, but that's not enough. Also, we need to have a cultural arts program and cultural family lines that expose students to different cultures, which could be similar or different from what we have in America. This will be an enjoyable experience learning about the culture of my friends and being able to experience some of their traditions. To be really successful in school and in life, we need to learn to accept people of different cultures. For this reason, Irving ISD must consider our solution to help us freshmen overcome the biggest challenge that we are facing, the lack of awareness of cultural differences. How many more people have to feel lonely or to die because of their own culture? Who do we need to address? Dear teacher, dear principal, dear parents, something has to be done right away.
Good morning. Thank you, Team Nimitz and Team Irving High School. Team Nimitz say that the biggest problem is the lack of motivation because of the lack of sleep. There's no training for teachers to make sure that students get enough sleep in their homes.
Yes.
That is beyond their control. We are all aware that we all have technology, like cell phones and the issued laptops. But what are we students doing? What are we students doing with those? Staying up late, visiting websites, including the illegal pages, if you know what I mean, cheating, and online gaming. Irving says that there are 100 deaths per year. According to the Center of Disease of Control, the number of teen births in the country have declined in the past few years. Teens seem to be less sexually active, and sexually active teens seem to be using birth control than in previous years. Thank you for sharing with us your opinions. But our problem is much bigger. And let me tell you why. You think that the lack of cultural awareness is not the biggest challenge, right? Has everyone forgotten the thousands of people who have died in different countries because of their religion? Has everyone forgotten the wars that have been provoked only by having a different way to celebrate their culture? This is a problem that began thousands of years ago, and to this day, it's a problem that continues to affect the lives of many people. Maybe you're right. Maybe teenage pregnancy and lack of motivation are destroying the lives of many students. But why are teenage students getting pregnant and lack motivation? Everyone knows how to differentiate between the good and bad. Since we are able to understand things, our parents and teachers have been teaching us the consequences for our choices and actions. Lack of motivation and teen pregnancy are a way that people make their own decisions. But culture is not something you can choose.
Yes.
Is there something worse than being discriminated against because of who you are?
Thank you.
Wow.
Children the right information about pregnancy and students should be aware of the consequence of their actions so they don't take the wrong decision. Thanks for your listening to our presentation. I hope you have a great day. Thank you.
Kevin is originally from El Salvador. He's been in the United States for 9 months. He would like to join the Army and become an aircraft mechanic.
Ouais, elle est forte. Elle est très forte. Oui. Oui. C'est une Congolaise. Elle est sous pression.
Our final speaker today is Renee Buzolele.
Good morning. We have the argument from the other teams. Thank you for sharing those. Your reason may be true, but teenage pregnant and lack of motivation are not the biggest challenge, because there are many ways for preventing those. According to my health class, you can take the pill or use condom or just choose the best way. Practice the abstinence.
Yes.
But if you have sex and get pregnant, you can still continue to go to school. There are many programs for helping teenager mothers like WIC, Egg White Hen, and other. We see a lot of teenage mothers who still continue their schooling. Also, the lack of motivation is not the biggest challenge. According to the teacher we interviewed, students can stay for tutoring for make a grad help. Parents can coach or motivate their children at home to do their best. To be pregnant or fail in one class because you are lazy, it's just one bad choice that you did.
Yes.
It's a mistake. We all make a mistake. It's the part of life. So don't consider the mistake like it's already the end of the world.
Wow.
It's not. Learn from it and move on.
Yes.
In lack of cultural awareness, don't give you a choice. It's not your mistake if you were born from different culture. There is not a few programs to stop discrimination. 20% out of every 100 people who discriminate have caused people to die. How would you feel if it was one of your family members who was get discriminated again? How would you feel if they commit suicide because a group of people make fun of them? I'm a real example of discrimination. My child class is a debate class, but when I start to talk, the other people make fun. It doesn't help me because the attitude is funny. They make fun of my accent.
Oh my God.
But they don't know I can speak two languages.
Oh my God.
Discrimination of lack of awareness is something which hurts you, will kill you slowly, and can cause war between peoples and nations. Look at what's going on now in some countries like Iraq, Afghanistan, and Syria. I watched some video of war. How ISIS killed some people that were their enemy because they were different of them.
Oh man.
I was crying. I was crying because it's so horrible. They cut off the head of people like she was a chicken, but these people is like you, like me, like all people here.
Oh my God.
Let me tell you something. We have one planet, one human race. If you like it more, I will be your neighbor. So let's discriminate me, black, white, brown, white, or yellow. It's just a color.
Woo! Yes! That's right! Oh my God!
This character is that's really important. The color tells nothing of who you are. Nobody can change their culture, but teen can choose to be motivated or not pregnant. This is why we strongly believe that the biggest challenge that freshmen in every facet is the lack of awareness of difference. And something must be done now.
Right! Oh, this is good.
Renee is originally from Congo. She's been in the United States for 9 months. She plans to go to college and study to become a pediatrician.
Wow. Good job. Good luck. Wow.
The judges, though I don't know how, have made the incredibly hard decision of selecting a winning team. Before I announce the winners, I want to take a moment to recognize the fact that today has not just been about the 15 students standing before you. While they have worked tirelessly, it has not only been their words you have heard this morning. This event has truly been a collaborative effort as all of their classmates helped them with the research, writing, and practice that led up to today. I would like to take a moment to recognize all of the effort put forth by all of our freshman students sitting in this auditorium. And now, without further ado, let's see who the judges have selected as the winning team.
Oh my God, I don't like this stuff.
In third place, Irving High School.
Yay!